Welcome everyone who has made it here today. We're here for the first time. First live Essence Talk podcast.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Congratulations!
So with you today here is three ladies. We are excited and honestly a little bit emotional to take you in and invite you out into our little living room talks and share with you. My name is Weronika. I will be moderating the talk a little bit today. And with us, there's also Yasmine and Janice.
For coming.
So, Jasmine, can I give you the word for a moment to bring everyone in before we listen to all the stories and what we have to say? Sometimes we are running through the day and it feels like even though we're trying to sit down, the mind is still running. I'd like you to just say a couple of words. How do we bring ourselves to be truly present for this next half an hour?
Well, I can bring them in, and I can show you how to do it. And the first things I would say, and to everybody, is like just sit down and feel how you are sitting in the chair you are, or if you're laying down, just feel how the sofa or the chair is holding you. Feel your body touching that, and just start breathing slowly in and holding and slowly out. And feel that with every inhale and exhale, you are coming centering yourself. It helps also to listen to your heart, sense how the only thing around you is you, your energy, your heart. It helps to close mobile phones, to maybe close the window or the door, and just be with you. Give you the opportunity to get to know yourself through these moments. Sense how your energy is in the room, and you can imagine or have the intention of your doing visualizations. You can also imagine that you're sitting in front of a bonfire, and we all of us are sitting around there connecting, just like when children are listening to ideas and without expectations. Just be there, breathe, and calm down, relax. And connecting to each one of us, and then still being in there and still being in peace, in relaxation. Then you come back here and bring that energy of being together.
Every time you do it, Jasmine, every time, I feel like everything that was in my head just suddenly goes down all the way to my belly and where I sit down. Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you guys felt that too. I feel like this is basically what we'll be going to do this podcast. We're just going to try to bring you all down here. As much as it sounds very simple, this is the essence, huh?
Yeah.
So we have created the space as the three of us to come together and talk a little bit about a very vast subject, spirituality, and a little bit about the daily life and those quiet and powerful moments in between. We do believe that slowing down, listening, and creating a little soft corner of the world, and we hope we can create space with no judgment and where everyone can feel free to express and to be heard. That's a short introduction. We are honored to be part of the World Wellness Weekend, and which celebrates well-being and connection across the globes. So thank you for being here and adding presence to this little circle. Yes, before we dive into today's conversation, I'd love for you to meet the three of us. That's basically what's going to happen today. Jasmine and Janice will each take a few minutes to introduce themselves and share a little bit about their background and what spirituality means to us. And then after that, we will open the flow and see where the conversation takes us. Maybe talk a little bit about the essence, the word of the day. This is just the beginning, so welcome, and we are delighted you are here with us. I would like to start with you, Jasmine. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and yeah, how do you feel?
I feel great. Thank you, Veronica, and thank you, Janice, for that we have started this. This really makes me very very happy. And Veronica, you said earlier we were practicing at you wouldn't imagine doing this with anybody else. I'm going to get emotional now because I wouldn't imagine doing this with anybody else either. So it's really nice. My name is Jasmine. I am originally from South America in Venezuela, but I've been living in Norway for many years, over 35 years. For me, holistic or spiritual things, I grew up with them with my grandma, and I am a line bearer of two traditions. The one is from the South America, from my mom and my grandmother, that is a Maya tradition. And then I came to Norway and I studied the tradition of the Norse, and that's what I work with, runes and all that stuff. So for me, it's part of my way of living spirituality, and that has taken me to even write my book, The Queen You Have Inside, or De la Reina que Llevas Dentro, is in Spanish, because it's like a passion of mine to want to express and help other people understand what life it is really about. That is in a way what spirituality is for me. And it's a way of life. It's not just doing something, but it's a way of life. It's a way of connecting with myself, connecting with the exterior. So yeah, it makes me very happy being able to be here and being able to share it with you too and everybody else that is so amazingly just take time to be here with us and share this new experience, an adventure we just started.
Yes.
Thank you, Vero.
All right. And should we ask you, Janice?
Yes, of course. My name is Janice, Janice Kirato. By the way, thank you so much for coming and joining us. I'm Filipino Spanish, but I am based outside London, UK. For the ones who don't know me yet, I have been working for CEOs, royal families. I train their staff. I organize their lifestyle. I have been looking after the properties from all over the world for, I think, more than 20 years as a property manager. Okay. But how I end up here is a long story. Since I was very young, I used to see and feel things differently that people were not aware of. So, to the point that I really didn't want to live in this world. So, that took me to study a lot, basically, to understand what was like in my mind and the emotions that I was feeling inside of me. In my family, it wasn't really strange because my dad was a healer. But outside my family, it was completely different. And I felt a lot. So yes, I was saying that I studied a lot to understand what was happening inside me. I studied spirituality, well, the spiritual studies, psychology, philosophy, quantum physics until today, because this is like a never-ending situation for me. So, but in 2018, I find out another alternative to help people through life coaching. So from 2018, I'm helping people to understand what is inside of their mind and inside of them to help changing everything outside them. But in one of the courses, I'm gonna be really quick. I met Yasmine, and then she made she created a retreat in Norway, and then after that, I met Weronika, okay, in Munich. So we kept on meeting, and in these meetings, we create amazing ideas. We were having fascinating stories of our life. So Veronica came across with this idea to make this podcast, to share it to the world, basically. So I'm very honored to start this journey with these beautiful and powerful ladies.
Well, thank you.
And I'm so grateful that you guys are here in the very beginning. So that's all.
All right, that was a beautiful introduction. Thank you. Which moves me to my humble person. Welcome. So my name is Weronika. I am Polish. I've been living abroad for 11 years now. Currently situated in Denmark. This is where I live. I have studied for more than 5 years to become an engineer. And when I finally finished, COVID hit and changed all my plans. And by accident, I love how we like to call them accidents, I discovered my passion for movement. I signed up for a CrossFit studio. I never really went well with the gym, but then I discovered, oh, there's more to it. I started stretching, I started yoga, and then it just went from one thing to another. And now I've been teaching yoga for 5 years to be. Yeah, so a big transition for a long time. It's been a bit hard to change the expectations to my life, you know. I thought I was going to, I studied food processing and the machinery with the production of aquatic food, which was all about being in the lab, being indoors, writing numbers, working with the data. And then suddenly I'm coming out to the people. And, I think that was the first time I ever really felt my essence, the famous word. I really felt like I was coming closer to who I truly was and who I truly wanted to do in life. And that was basically guiding people into movement, as that is the first thing that comes to me as spirituality, the movement. So sometimes we like to say about the heart, the mind, and the body, right? That we have these three things. So sometimes we like to compare ourselves to do that. So I will be the body, the movement, the breath, the body awareness, and then we have Jasmine, who is going to be the heart, the loving, the feeling, and the that part. Yes, and then we have Janice, the mind, the one that sees things, the one that has the knowledge in the mind. So I would like everyone just for a moment to think, just very shortly, where do you feel the essence? Would it be the body? Would it be the heart? Or would it be the mind? Yeah, just for yourself. I feel like sometimes simple question can bring you some answers. Yes, and that's all about me. Speaking of essence, the word of today, finally getting to the core of what is essence. Jasmine, can I ask you to elaborate a little bit on what is essence for you? Simple. We are a group of children. We don't know anything. Please.
I will tell you, but before I do that, if anybody wants to share something, they can do it in the chat. They can just write, or if they have questions, because it's also nice to listen to what people want or what they're thinking. So they can always write in the chat, and we can see. And you never know what it comes. For me, the essence is the potential of what's inside of me. Is what I don't know. It's what makes me a human being and not just a being. It's the connection to love, because for me essence is love, and is remembering my true self. So it's that when we feel down, or when we say, oh, I felt very strange when I was the weird one when I grew up, and I always wanted to go to the stars and take me, I don't want to be in this life, for example. I was just a child. I remember that very much. And it was, I very early in life, I started looking for, I'm so thankful that I have my grandma. And then she would tell me, the truth is inside of you. And that is the trip we do. That's the, what I like to call the fantastic travel you do inside yourself to find exactly who you are, to remember who you are.
So you started by
this essence.
You started by searching in the stars, and you ended up searching inside of you. I think that's beautiful.
Yes, and we will talk much more about that.
Yeah.
Why we sometimes feel. I think that when people, I have friends that have a lot of money and they have all the cars they want and all the properties they want, but they feel empty inside. And what it's missing is the connection to the essence. It's meaningless when you are not connected to your essence.
Janice, when was the first time you ever had an idea of something deeper inside, some essence?
Well, the essence itself is a very complex word, but as some people call it God, the absolute pure consciousness, I don't know, love. But to me, essence is just basically what makes you you, you. It's just you. Forget about the body, forget about the mind, forget about your persona. It's what makes you you, you, without this mask that we use every day in outside or even at home, you know. And how do I connect to my essence? I always thought I'm going to find that thinking, but it's not about thinking, you know. This is why I study a lot, but then it's not about thinking. It's about really, really feeling it. And when you feel it, you know, and that's all. So yeah, that's when I connect to my essence. It's just being still, breathe, start feeling it, you know. That's how I connect to it. It's very simple, but it works for me though.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I feel like the word spirituality is always a bit overwhelming, and then we talk about the essence, and the religion gets to be mixed up in, and all of that. And I feel like the first thing what happened to me to feel the essence of sorts was to start moving my body. That's also why I do what I do. I teach yoga. For me, the first time I felt the essence was when I was moving and I could be whoever I wanted to be on the mat, which accidentally was just being myself, you know? And I feel that's what it is for me. To find your essence is to be yourself. And then come all the different advanced things. But it starts from just asking yourself, who am I? And what am I doing? And am I here to just move around unconsciously and then go to work, finish work, come home, meet friends, take a shower, read a book, and go to sleep? Or do I want to stop and think a little bit deeper? So that was the part for myself.
You said something very important there, because when you said, who am I? That's the first question to find in the essence. Who am I? Why am I here? And for me, I work as a nurse many years, and I have educations and titles and whatever. But it was just when I started finding myself, and I started quite early. I went to different, because I also thought about this. Maybe if I found the right religion, then I will find my essence. And I visited all kind of temples, and from esoteric and metaphysic, the Jewish, whatever. I went everywhere, and I was not even 18 years, and I was looking for them, and nothing filled me. I grew up as a Catholic, and my mom said, "Go to church. That will," and it has nothing to do with religion, because the essence is what it makes me, me. Everything that the universe or creation or whatever we want to call it said, take this with you and be yourself and experience. So when you start asking yourself, who am I? Why am I here? Then you start working your development, I like to call it the spiritual development. Other people like to call it something else, but that for me is the essence of looking for yourself. It's and spirituality is asking and finding, why am I here? Why do I suffer? Because sometimes we suffer because we are missing ourselves. We have been trained to be somebody else. And you said it, you also, Veronika, mentioned it. You have studies in engineering, you have many things, but it was when you put all that aside, then you said, I want to be a yoga instructor. I want to help people. Then you're happy.
I'm glad you said the word suffering because I've been thinking a lot about this, and a lot of people are not searching, they are not suffering. They don't have pain, they don't suffer mentally, they have happy friends, happy family, and they don't feel like anything is missing. And does it mean they've already connected to the true essence and they are themselves and they don't necessarily need to go any further? Or how do you address those kind of people? What do you think, Janice?
Well, me personally, as Jasmine mentioned, if you're not looking for something, some people think, okay, if I'm not looking for something, I'm happy with what I am. But to the point that the majority of the people are always looking for something, and they're looking externally, but then they don't fill up this gap, this emptiness.
But
So
they would argue they do fill it up, with other things. So if they found a solution, like I had a friend recently telling me, but Veronica, I don't need any essence. I've been searching for a long time and then I found it. I basically go and find a task that's demanding, and then I finish the task and I feel so complete. I'm so happy, and I'm searching for a new task. And what's wrong with that? Why do we need essence?
but there's nothing wrong with that, to be honest. Because if it's that you, be you. You do you. It's okay. Like, we are here to play. I mean, I always say we are here to play the game of life, and it's okay as well. But on my case, spirituality wasn't no, I couldn't find in the knowledge. It's just a reality for me, and I go inwards, like inside, so that was my case. And I work with so many people, CEOs, royals, and they cannot find it in the material world.
So I guess what you're saying is that everyone is different and different solutions work for different people, and we are here to discuss all those different solutions, I suppose.
Yes, we are here to discuss for the people who are looking for something beyond the surface, something deeply in there, and they couldn't find it in the material world. So we are here to help and guide and to serve, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to move the topic a little bit. So my whole life, I was always so sure I was having a very weak body. I was always having so much pain for no reason. I thought, oh, maybe I grew up and my bones grew up too fast. Maybe I'm not working out. That's why my knee hurts. And then I started stumbling upon, basically, it started from my mom, who created this image in my head that what if the emotions and things from your past are connected to your body? And I thought, impossible. Medicine doesn't support this. How can my knee mean that I have a difficulty with my father? Impossible. And it turns out to be true, at least for me. Every time something hurts in my body, I start to go deeper into like, what could cause this? And I still don't know. Is that what it is? Or is it just a muscle? Is it just my gluteus muscle being a bit too weak on the right side? That's why my left knee hurts. I do not have the answer for that. The only thing I know is that I can do tons of yoga, and then for 1 month I'm being perfectly fine. Another month a conflict appears on my personal sphere and something hurts. I do not have a direct proof.
Well, Veronica, but the proof is there because as a nurse, I can tell you that there's something called psychosomatic. That is that and that is the doctors use that a lot to say it's just psychosomatic. That it shows in the body something we have not organized, found the solution in our mind. But it goes deeper than that. Because remember that I was telling you that I felt strange, I felt weird, I felt different. I felt that I never belonged to my family. I could talk to my brother number two. He was like kind of my teacher. Many of the things he did was like he did kung fu, and I said, "Oh, I want to do that." And he was so in peace. It doesn't matter what happened. He was so in peace, and I said, "I want to have the peace my brother have." And I was very young when I started finding myself. Then I found the peace I was looking for. Because the peace, like Janice said, is inside of me. If I'm not doing what I want to do, if I'm not doing my passion, if I'm not doing what makes me happy, then I'm in conflict with who I am. You are an example of it. You said it several times. It's like you didn't believe things, and now you see and that, oh, maybe I was wrong there.
But do you know how angry it makes me feel to know that I cannot do anything physically to help myself, and I have to do it in my head? It is so counterintuitive. I want to go for a jog. I want to make my thighs stronger, you know. I want to take a medicine and then I want to feel better. And it turns out that it doesn't always work and I have to sit down and write things on a piece of paper. Very, very angry
Yeah,
time.
but this is the clear example. If this is not connected to what you think and what you say and what you do, or even what you think and what you feel, there's no coherence, and your body is the one who suffers the consequences. Like I've seen that in my clients, though. I'm not saying that that happened to you, but because they have an incoherence in themselves, and this is how body hurts. You know what I mean. So when you find like this alignment, little by little, you feel at ease. Your life that heavy anymore. That's
Oh, I really wish we had more time, then we could just open up the mic and we could ask everyone, because I'm sure as many people as there are, everyone is having a story to share. So if you have something, write it in the comment. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say. That moves me to the next part, because we have asked on our Instagram channel, Essence Talks Podcast, what do you guys want to hear about the spirituality? What topic? And then we have one question that I think I have time for, maybe only one. And the question was, what is consciousness? I mean, that's a very big topic. I tried to Google it and I thought, okay, we need a whole new podcast about the consciousness. Like, great
yes.
heads had tried to discover this for like years and years. And what do you have to say in 2 sentences, Jasmine? How do you think consciousness is related to essence?
Well, we need not only one, two, several podcasts, but the only thing is that I don't go so far away. Think like both spirituality and consciousness is about being aware why we're not happy, why we're not experiencing life in the material world as happy. So when you are aware, let's see, awareness and consciousness, they go hand in hand. So when you are aware, you be aware of this I don't like, this I like, and you start acting like that. This is what you're getting. This is when you're getting conscious about something. The more you're conscious about your material life, because that's here where we are, the better you will get in connection with what you don't see, but it's inside of you. Like Janice said, the answers are inside. So consciousness and spirituality go hand in hand, because if I'm not conscious about where I am and who I am, then therefore I cannot be. I just function.
I couldn't say it in a better way. It's know thyself. But it's a great topic, by the way. We could be hours and hours, but we might leave it for advanced groups because, yes, it's a lot to talk about consciousness. But as Jasmine say, know thyself, know yourself.
Mm.
To me, it's just basically the ability to think about yourself thinking, as in a way, I have a thought, and why is this thought here? Is it because this is my reaction, or is this thought here because of my past trauma in a childhood, because it's something I didn't process? Why is this thought here? What makes me think this right now when I look and I hear you talking about conscious? I think it's very fascinating. And
Very, very fascinating.
yes,
We will
but
talk about this more. We will talk about more.
Yes,
this is just
yes,
the
we
first
will.
episode. We're just here to, open the table, open it up, and the plan is to keep coming with new material. So we would love to get inspiration from you guys. We talk about everything, so it's really nice to have a topic. You can write to us personally on Instagram. You can write down here on the chat, and feel free to contact us. The last thing, because this is all talk. I mean, the channel is called The Talks. But my question is, ladies, if we had to start somewhere and we want to start experiencing the inside and start searching for the answers inside, one thing you would recommend, Janice? One thing. What would
You
it be?
know, this morning I was a bit nervous, and then everyone recommended to me breathe. be conscious, like be conscious of that you breathing. And when you breathe in deeply and just thinking about breathing, it lets you live the moment, So yeah, I will do that. I will start doing that, breathing. And if you don't know how to do it, there's fantastic yoga teachers that they show you. They showed me when I was 17, 19, yeah, when I started doing yoga,
Is it one of those that you count the breath in and out?
Yeah, well, yeah, the yoga teacher was observing me how I was breathing, and he said, "No, you're not doing it correctly. So if you do not how to, just seek for help. Seek for the professionals like Veronika." Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So your answer is breath. And what about you, Jasmine? One thing to get.
I would think I would say two things for me are essential, and one is the connection to nature. For me, it's bathing all year round. I live in Norway, and bathing as much as I can, as long as the water is not frozen. But also reflecting. Why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? What makes me feel this way? So connecting to something that can calm, together with what Janice said of respiration, breathing, and then asking myself, why is this happening and what can I do to change it?
If you ask me, I think I would say journaling. That was a big thing that changed for me. When I went for my yoga teacher training, our mentor, she sat us down after each time we did physical yoga, and she told us, okay, now you have your notebook, write down. You have 5 minutes, fill up one page. In the beginning, I thought, okay, and I was writing, today I sit down here and I have my earrings in and my left eye hurts, very, very bizarre things to write down. I had coffee and croissant for breakfast. But then the page was still empty and I started filling up. And then it was going deeper and deeper. And then I thought, wow, why am I thinking about my grandmother today? Why is this? And then she was smiling because she knew that as the days came, week 3, we were all writing down 3 pages. And then she had to be like, now stop, ladies, stop, finish this, because we would just write and write and write and write and write. And that's also you told me, Justin, when you were guiding me through the beginnings, to write down everything that comes to the mind. It could be connected to anything you do, breathing, yoga, or even after you wake up, just write. And I think that would be my advice to you guys. Just write down. If you get angry at something, write down 1 page. Why did it make you angry? Yeah. So I guess that's a little bit of practicality to finish our very theory-based talk. Yeah. How do you feel now, Janice?
No, I'm feeling super well connected. Like, I mean, no, I shouldn't say those words. Like, I'm in the mood, in the. I was about to say like I'm in drugs, but it's just because when you love what you're supposed to be doing, you have so much fun.
So you're getting high on the endorphins. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, basically.
I put in the chat for those who don't have it, the Instagram, their Instagram, Essence Talks Podcast. So if you guys want to follow and make comments, you're welcome to do so. And after a while, we'll come also in YouTube, and of course, it will come in Spotify. But these are
Big plans.
yes, there'll be huge plans, and we want to do retreats, and we want to do so many things. So this is how you design life. You go for your dreams and you make them real.
Wow. Well said, Jasmine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this was a very nice way for me, at least, to land on the Sunday afternoon. Thank you very much,
Very much.
Janice, for this lovely chat.
Thank you, Veronika. Thank you, Jasmine.
And thank you everybody that wanted to be with us today and give the support. It really meant a lot for us.
Yes, the first one is always a bit of drinking a lot of tea and getting nervous, but I think it's going to go now downhill. Thank
And
you.
you can hear our
Okay.
amazing stories. You can hear from now our amazing stories that is really happening to us every day. So tune.
And we have, and like we said, we have a lot of things, a lot of projects inside this project, and we are so excited. So
can't wait when we start on the topic of meditation. I want everyone to hear about this. I want everyone to do it. Yes.
hugs, and we'll be seeing each other.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.